The rain hammered the black umbrellas like accusations, turning the cemetery into a slick, unforgiving stage. My uncle's voice sliced through the downpour, raw and venomous. That old bastard can't take it all to the grave. He owes us. And then, as if scripted by some cruel god, a man in a soaked trench coat stepped from the shadows of the oaks, his eyes locking on mine with a grief that mirrored my own, and said, "I'm Harry." And Edward was my husband. I froze, the eulogy's echoes still clinging to the air like smoke from my father's unlit cigar. The mourners, cousins, aunts, a scattering of neighbors who'd shown up for the free casseroles, turned like a pack of wolves scenting blood. Uncle Ray, red-faced under his Stetson, spat into the mud. "Husband? What the hell kind of joke is this?" But Harry's voice didn't waver. It cracked open something in me. A fisher I'd spent 32 years sealing shut with denial and double shifts at the mill. "My name's Chris Harlan. And up until that soggy October afternoon in 2025, outside Tulsa, Oklahoma, I thought I knew my father. Edward Harlan, Korean War vet turned roughneck, then foreman at the Phillips 66 refinery until the arthritis clawed him down. He raised me alone after Mom ran off when I was 6, her taillights vanishing down Route 66 like a bad country song. We weren't close, not in the Hallmark way, but we had our rituals: Friday night Sooners games on the TV, ribs from Billy Sims' barbecue, and him grumbling about those damn liberals in D.C. while I nodded, hiding the fact that I'd been staring too long at the quarterback's ass on the field. Dad was straight as an arrow, or so I believed. The kind of man who fixed your truck at dawn and never shed a tear, not even when the doc said stage 4. The funeral had been a powder keg from the jump. Dad's will, read in the dim parlor of the First Baptist Church. Left the house, the creaky 2-story on Elm Street with a wraparound porch, to my beloved companion. As per our private vows, no name attached, just that cryptic line scribbled in his shaky hand. The rest, split uneven. Uncle Ray got the truck and tools. Aunt Linda, the china from Grandma. And me, squat. For services rendered, the lawyer droned, like I was some day laborer who'd hammered a loose nail. I'd wiped his ass the last 6 months, traded my dreams of community college for bedpans and morphine runs. And for what? A pat on the back and a plot in Oakwood Cemetery? Ray exploded first, slamming his fist on the folding table so hard the styrofoam cups jumped. Companion? What is this? Some kind of cult? Edward wasn't no monk. He chased skirts like the rest of us. Linda, all pearls and pinched lips, clutched her Bible. It's the cancer talking. Or those pain pills. We can test this. Sisters. They turned to me then, eyes like hawks. "Chris, you with us. Family sticks together." I swallowed the bile, tasting betrayal. Family? They'd visited twice in a year, dropping off Walmart gift cards like I was a charity case. But Dad was gone, and without him, I was adrift in a sea of red clay and resentment. We spilled out into the graveyard for the burial. The procession a sorry parade of F-150s and minivans. The preacher, Reverend Hayes, intoned psalms over the whole, but no one listened. Ray paced like a cage bull, muttering about lawyers and loopholes. Linda whispered prayers for Dad's soul, as if he'd sinned by dying broke. Me, I stood at the edge, clutching the urn, cremation, per his wishes, ashes for the wind later, feeling the weight of it all crush my chest. That's when Harry appeared. He wasn't tall, maybe 5'10", with salt and pepper hair, cropped military short, and a jaw that could have been chiseled from the same granite as Dad's. His coat clung like a second skin, but he didn't shiver. Just stepped forward, past the yellow crime scene tape of family glares, and extended a hand to the preacher. "Harry Whitaker." I am Edward's husband. The word hung there, heavier than the rain. Gasps rippled like thunder. Ray barked a laugh that died ugly. Husband? Boy, you hit your head on that greyhound or something? Edward Harlan was straighter than a Baptist hymn book. Linda crossed herself, Catholic roots sneaking in, and hissed, "Blasphemy." At a funeral, the crowd murmured, phones slipping out for pics, whispers of scam and gold diggers slithering like snakes. I should have shut it down. Should have grabbed Ray's arm, dragged us all to the cars, let the mud swallow the lies. But something in Harry's eyes, hazel, flecked with gold, brimming with a pain so raw it echoed my own, rooted me. What the fuck do you mean? Husband. My voice came out strangled. Not mine. He turned to me, rain tracing paths down his stubbled cheeks. Chris. God, you look just like him at your age. The dimple. We were married. Quietly. Vegas. 2012. No fanfare. No papers filed here, not till it mattered. His gaze flicked to the urn, softening. He wanted to tell you. Tried. Last spring. But the pain. It muddled things. Ray lunged, shoulder-checking Harry into the wrought iron fence. Liar. Get off Harlan ground. I surged forward, shoving my uncle back. First time I touched him since I was a kid. Back off. Let him talk. The words shocked us all. Who was I defending? Some drifter claiming my straight-laced dad was. What? Queer? It cracked something open in me. A secret I'd buried under flannel and football stats. The preacher cleared his throat, all southern discomfort. Folks, this ain't the time, but Harry straightened, unflinching. It is the time. Edward left me everything because it was ours. The house, the savings, what little. We built it together, after your mom left. I was the old army buddy for nom stories. But it was more. Always more. More. The word lodged in my throat like a fishbone. I remembered the letters, yellowed envelopes in Dad's sock drawer, postmarked Reno. Uncle Harry, he called him once, slurring over whiskey. I laughed it off. Kid stuff. Now, flashes. Dad's cologne on a flannel that wasn't his. The way he'd linger at the VFW bar, eyes distant. And me, stolen glances at locker room steam. Crushes on baristas who smiled too long. Like father. Like son? No. Couldn't be. We scattered after that. The burial a farce. Ashes dumped hasty into the hole. Dirt shoveled by groundskeepers who'd heard it all. Ray cornered me in the parking lot. Gravel crunching under his boots. You buy in this horseshit. Boy, some fag shows up. And you play hero? Edward'd roll in his grave. His breath reeked of Jim Beam. Contest the will. With me. Or you're no Harlan. I drove home in the truck Dad willed to him. Irony bitter as black coffee. The wipers slapping rhythm like a heartbeat. The house loomed on elm. Porch light flickering like it knew secrets. Inside, it smelled of him, motor oil and Old Spice. I collapsed on the couch. The one with the Afghan he crocheted. For Christ's sake, and wept. Not for the money, or the house. For the man I thought I knew, shattered like cheap glass. A knock rattled the door at dusk. Harry, drenched again. No coat this time, just a button-down clinging to his lean frame. Can I come in, please? For Edward. I stepped aside, numb. He moved like he belonged, tracing the wallpaper with fingertips scarred from. What? Welding? Writing? We met in '68. The Nong. He patched me up after a mortar round. Saved my life. I owed him everything. We sat at the kitchen formica. Mugs of Folgers steaming between us. He pulled photos from a battered wallet, Dad, young and grinning, arms slung over Harry's shoulder in fatigues. Another, them on a beach. Maybe Florida. Shirts off. Laughing at a crab scuttling sideways. My gut twisted. Jealousy? Rage? Why hide? 30 years. Harry's eyes shadowed. Oklahoma. Chris. You know why? His job. The church. You. He loved you fierce. Wanted normal for you, little league. Prom dates. But after your mom, it broke him. She found out about us. That's why she bolted. Blackmailed him for the house down payment. Then ghosted. The room spun. Mom, a ghost I'd romanticized as free-spirited, a betrayer? He never said. He planned to. Wrote letters. Burned most. Kept one. Harry slid an envelope from his pocket. Sealed with Dad's scrawl. For C. When ready, I tore it open. Hands shaking. Dad's script. Loopy from pain. Son, if you're reading this, Harry's here. Truth's a heavy load, but lighter than lies. I loved him. Loved you more. Forgive the silence. Be brave. Dad, tears blurred the ink. Harry watched. Silent. Then, he was proud of you. Said you had his fire, but better heart. We talked till midnight. Stories of Dad's hidden life. Weekend fishing trips to the Ozarks that were lovers' getaways. The war buddy who fixed a roof after hail. Staying too long in the guest room. Harry, ex-Marine, now a history prof at Tulsa Community College. Adjunct gig, barely paying rent in a studio off Peoria. No kids. No exes. Just Dad. For decades. But dawn brought the wolves. Ray's truck roared up at 7 a.m. Linda in tow. Lawyer in a cheap suit trailing like a remora. Eviction notice. Whitaker. Ray bellowed through the screen. Fraud. Bigamy. We'll bury you in court. Harry paled but stood tall. Papers are legit. Nevada recognized it. Doma's dust. The lawyer, some ambulance chaser from Broken Arrow, waved printouts. Not in Oklahoma. Common law bullshit. And Chris, sign here. Renounce claim. Get 10 grand. Family settlement. 10 grand. Enough for a fresh start. Maybe that welding cert I died. But Dad's letter burned in my pocket. Harry's hand brushed mine under the table. Accidental? Electric. No. Focus. I need time. My voice cracked. Ray sneered. Time? You're choosing him over blood? Edward had disowned you. Blood. The word stung, dredging up my own shadows. Last year, at the refinery holiday party, I'd hooked up with Jake, the forklift guy. Quick fumble in the supply shed. Beery regret. Told no one. Buried it like Dad buried Harry. They left threats hanging, tires spinning mud. Harry sighed. They won't stop. Edward knew. That's why the will. Then fight. The word surprised me. For him? For Dad? Or the mirror Harry held up, forcing me to see my own closets? Days blurred into a siege. Ray spread whispers. Harlan boys gone queer hunter. Text from cousins. Pics, or it didn't happen. Church ladies left pies laced with pity notes. Pray for guidance. Christopher, work at the mill, turned toxic, foreman sidelining me to inventory. Whispers of distraction. Harry moved in, temporary, on the couch. Nights, we'd shared Dad's bourbon, stories weaving a tapestry I'd ignored. Harry laughed like gravel and honey. Quoting Whitman, we were together. I forget the rest. His presence filled the house, not intruder, but echo. One evening, cooking chili, Dad's recipe, he hummed Sinatra, off-key, and I caught myself staring at the curve of his neck, pulse thrumming. Guilt? Desire? Line blurred. But secrets fester. Week 3, digging through Dad's attic for proof against Ray. I found the box. Letters. Not burned. Dozens. From Harry. Love poured out, poetic, fierce. But one, dated 15, Ed. The doc says early. Prostate. We fight this quiet. For Chris. Dad's reply. No treatments. Too risky job. Town. Promise me. If I go, you claim it all. Protect him. Cancer hidden. Not just from me, from everyone. Rage boiled. Why? Pride? Fear? I confronted Harry in the kitchen. Letters fanned like accusations. You knew. 6 months, he suffered alone. And you let him. His face crumpled. He begged. Experimental trials in Houston, weekends away. Said it was migraines. I pushed. He shut down. For Chris, always. Punch to the gut. Me, the excuse for silence. I could have helped. Drove him. Anything. You were working doubles. He wouldn't burden. Harry's voice broke. I held him through the nights. Whispered it was okay to be scared. But he never told you. Thought it'd make you see him weak. Weak? Dad. Unbreakable. Fell by fear. I stormed out. Driving aimless down 244. Wind whipping through the window. Tulsa's skyline mocked me. Neon promises in a city of rust. Pulled over at Turkey Mountain. Hiked the trails till lungs burned. Screaming at Oaks. While to me, back home. Harry waited on the porch. Rocking in Dad's chair. Go. If you hate me. Hate? No. The opposite terrified me. I don't. But this. It's unraveling everything. He nodded. Eyes wet. Truth does that. Your dad, he saw you. Chris. The real you. Wanted you free. Free. The word hung. Heavy. That night. Rain again. We sat close on the couch, closer than friends. His shoulder against mine. Solid. Tell me about Jake, he said soft. Heart stopped. Dad's letters. Mentioned a good kid at work. Guessed. Shame flooded. One time. Stupid. I'm not. Like that. Like what? Human. His hand covered mine. Warm. No pressure. Just anchor. Edward loved you for you. Flaws and all. Tears came. Huh. For Dad. For me. For the boy who'd hidden crushes under bravado. Harry's arm slipped around. Tentative. I leaned in, breath mingling. Not kiss, not yet. But possibility. Electric. Ray struck next on. Barge in with sheriff's deputy, warrant for trespass. Harry arrested. Cuffs glinting cruel. Resisting, Ray lied. As Harry went quiet. Me, frozen. Then exploding. This your justice? Frame a man at a grave. Deputy, old hunting buddy of Ray's, shrugged. Evidence says squatter. Court loomed. Bondsman's callous math. Upon Dad's watch gold. Engraved ENH forever. Bailed him out. Ray's glare at the station. Last chance. Nephew. Or you're dead to us. Dead. Like Dad. I chose life. Trial was a circus. Broken Arrow courthouse packed with gawkers. Westboro pickets outside waving God hates fag signs. Ray's lawyer painted Harry as con man. Nevada marriage? Smoke. Letters? Forged. Expert witness. Graphologist squirmed under cross. Handwriting matches Harlan's. 80%. My turn. Stood at the stand. Sweat beading under the AC hum. Dad loved him. Me too. Now. Gasps. Ray's face purpled. I saw the letters. The photos. He hid for us, for Oklahoma. For the oil patch where queers get beat or worse. But he was brave. In the end, jury deliberated 2 hours. Verdict, valid. House to Harry. Me, co-beneficiary. Unspoken. Ray cornered me in the hall after. Spittle flying. Traitor. Edward's spinning, but his eyes hurt under the hate. Family. Chris. Blood. You're not. Not anymore. Words steel. He walked. Back bowed. Aftermath. House hours. But hollow. Harry and I danced around it. Roommates with ghosts. One night. November chill. We drove to the Arkansas River. Dad's ashes in a thermos. Spread them under stars. Harry's voice steady. To the man who taught me love's worth the fight. Wind carried whispers. Back home. Fire crackling. He turned to me. Chris. If you. I kissed him. Soft. Tentative. World tilted, not betrayal, but becoming. His lips salt and sure. Hands framing my face like fragile. We broke. Foreheads touching. Slow, he murmured. For you. Months unspooled. Therapine. For the layers peeled raw. Coming out. Mill buddies awkward, but loyal. Old high school flames texting support. Ray. Silent. Then a card at Christmas. Miss the ribs. Doors open. Uncle. Crack in the wall. Harry and I built quiet. Mornings with coffee on the porch. His lectures on Whitman bleeding into my night classes. Finally, that history degree. Love grew roots. Not fireworks, human. Flawed. Dad's shadow lingered. But lighter. A guide. One spring dawn. 2026. I found the attic box again. Tucked inside. Dad's last letter to Harry. If Chris chooses you, tell him. Be the man I couldn't. Out loud. Proud. I did. We did. In a world still grinding gears of judgment, we carved space, two men, mending a legacy of silences into songs. And in the quiet, I felt him smile. The trial's dust settled like refinery silt, coating everything in a gritty haze that no amount of Lysol could scrub away. Harry and I rattled around the Elm Street house like marbles in a mason jar, close, but always on the verge of cracking. He'd claimed the guest room, the one with the lumpy twin and faded OU posters from my teen angst phase, while I stuck to Dad's king, sheets still faintly scented with his aftershave. Nights, I'd lie awake, staring at the water stain on the ceiling that looked like a question mark, replaying the courtroom chaos. My testimony, those words. I saw the letters, had hung in the air like a noose I'd slipped, but the rope burn lingered in my throat. Harry adapted quick, that Marine discipline kicking in. Mornings, he'd brew community coffee strong enough to strip paint, humming Shenandoah off-key while flipping eggs in the cast-iron skillet Dad swore by. Fuel for the fight, he'd say, sliding a plate my way, his hazel eyes crinkling at the corners. Those eyes, they undid me, soft as the river bend at low water, pulling secrets from depths I'd drowned long ago. But we tiptoed. Oh God, how we tiptoed. A brush of knuckles over breakfast, a shared laugh at some dad anecdote that bent toward tender. No more kisses, not since that riverside spark. Fear, I guess mine, mostly. What if this was rebound grief? Dressing up as forever? What if Ray was right, and I was just chasing Dad's ghost in Harry's skin? Work ground on, a slow grindstone wearing me thin. The mill, Phillips 60 S6S beating hard in Tulsa's industrial sprawl, had always been my anchor, shifts blending into a rhythm of welds and warnings. But post-trial, the whispers turned to stares. Jake, my one-night regret, cornered me in the break room, thermos in hand. That cocky grin faded to something wary. Heard about the funeral drama? Man, you good? His boots scuffed the linoleum. Eyes flicking to my left hand, no ring, but the weight of unspoken hung heavy. Yeah, family shit. I shrugged, but heat crept up my neck. Jake nodded slow, like he saw through the flannel. If you ever wanna talk. Or not. Door left cracked. The kind of offer that could have been beer or more. I bolted for the catwalk. Arc welder humming like Judgment Day. Evenings brought reprieve. Or torment. Hard to tell. Hairy grade papers at the kitchen table. Red pen slashing essays on the dust bowl. While I'd tinker in the garage. Resurrecting Dad's old Chevy Nova from under a tarp thick as regret. One night, oil smeared and cursing a rusted bolt. I hollered for help. Harry appeared, sleeves rolled to elbows, forearms corded from years of. What? Digging latrines in Nam? Hauling books in lecture halls? He knelt beside me, breath warm on my shoulder as he torqued the wrench. There. Twist from the heart. Our hands overlapped, grease mingling, and for a beat, the garage shrank to just us, sweat and spark plugs. Possibility humming like the engine we'd coax alive. But ghosts don't stay buried. 2 weeks post-verdict, a manila envelope thudded through the mail slot. Ray's handwriting, jagged as barbed wire. Inside, photocopies, blurry scans of Nevada records. Circled in red, no efficient licensed. Fraud, a note clipped. Knew it. Private, I dug it up. Drop this, or we go public. Church, mill, your name in the Tulsa world. Blood or shame. Chris, my stomach plummeted, bile rising sharp. Fraud? Harry'd show me the certificate once. Framed in his wallet like a talisman, Vegas chapel. Elvis impersonator presiding. But Ray's PI? Some ex-cop gumshoe. Smell blood. I confronted Harry that night. Envelope splayed on the coffee table like a crime scene. His face drained. Paper crinkling in his grip. This. It's bullshit. We were married. Chaplain for Nellis Air Force Base. Retired. But legit. But doubt crept in. A sliver under nail. Why fight so hard if it's shaky? He paced, hands raking hair. Because it was real. To us. Edward signed. I signed. Vows under neon. In sickness. In health. He laughed. Called it our Hail Mary. Voice cracked on the edge. Your uncle. He's desperate. Lost the farm to fracking leases last year. Thinks the house is his Hail Mary. Desperate. Yeah. Ray'd always been the black sheep. Vietnam draft dodger turned roughneck. Nursing grudges like hangovers. Dad bail him out thrice. Truck wreck in '98. Divorce in '05. That meth-head nephew in juvie. But love? Conditional as a bank loan. Still. Forgery? Low. Even for him. I drove to Ray's trailer off Highway 75 that Saturday. Aluminum siding peeling like old skin. Confederate flag limp in the yard. He answered shirtless. Coors tall boy sweating in his fist. Eyes bloodshot. Nephew. Come to beg. Truth. Ray. The PI, did you pay him to lie? Wind chimes tinkled mocking from the porch. He barked a laugh. Belly jiggling. Truth? Harlan, truth died with your daddy. That queer. Watch it. Voice low. Steele. Took advantage. Edward's sick. Doped. I got proof. Dragged me inside. AC humming stale. To a laptop glowing accusations. Emails from Tulsa Truth Investigations. Time-stamped grainy pics of Harry at a casino. Dad's arm around him. See? Gambling scam. Drained him dry. Heart hammered. Pics real. But context? Lovers. Not cons. You're twisting it. For money. Ray's face twisted. Not rage, hurt. Raw. Money? That house was mine first, Grandpa's. Edward stole when he saved me from the bottle. Now this. Freak gets it. Beer sloshed as he leaned in. Sign it over. Chris. Where the paper runs, Harlan Air backs fraud faggot. Your mill buddies will love that. Threat landed like a sucker punch. I left choking dust. Knuckles white on the wheel. Home. Harry waited. Tea steeping, chamomile. His peace offering. What did he say? Lies. All of it, but seed planted, doubt sprouting thorns. That festered. Sleepless nights. I'd slip downstairs. Rifled Dad's desk for reassurance. More letters. A hidden will codicil affirming Harry. But one yellowed page. Tucked under blotter. Dad's script. To me. If Ray pushes, remember, blood's what you bleed for, not share. Love, Dad, cryptic. Guiding, climax brewed slow, then boiled over Thanksgiving. Linda hosted neutral ground, her McMansion in Jenks smelling of turkey and tension. Truce. She texted, family heals. Harry and I arrived arm-in-length tentative, his sports coat rumpled charming, my button-down iron stiff. Table groaned, cranberry, green beans, Ray at head like a sullen king. Polite poison from jump. Linda's grace, bless this food, and our prodigal souls. Ray's eyes drilled Harry, pass the rolls. Professor, teach us something 'bout history. Sarcasm dripped. Dinner dragged. Forks scraping china like claws. Talk skirted minds, weather. Sooners slumped till pie. When Ray slid the envelope across. Read it. Folks. Harlan legacy. Exposed. Gasps. Linda paled. Fork clattering. Cousins shifted. Kids banished to basement. Harry snatched it. Scanning. This is doctored. The efficient Father O'Malley. Passed in 18. License revoked? Lot. Ray smirked. Your word. Queer. Against facts. I snapped. Enough. Stood. Chair scraping thunder. I saw the certificate. Held it. And Dad's letters. Hundreds. He loved Harry. More than your greed. Ray. Table froze. Linda whispered. Christopher. Cousin Mike muttered. Jesus. Dude. Ray rose slow. Face thundercloud. Loved? That perversion? Edward was weak. Cancer rotted his brain. You choose in this over us? Blood. Blood. I laughed bitter. You visited twice. Left me to die alone with him. Harry's the one who stayed. Through fevers. Through fear. That's family. Ray lunged. Fist cocked not at me. At Harry. I blocked, shoving him back. Touch him. And we're done. Done. The word echoed. Final as a gavel. Linda sobbed. Ray. Stop. For God's sake. He deflated. Chair thudding as he sat. You ain't no Harlan. Damn right. I'm better. We fled into night. Air crisp with wood smoke. Truck humming south. Harry silent till the river. Pulled over at Zinc Lake. Stars pricking black. You didn't have to. Shut up. Turned. Cupped his face, stubble rough. Eyes shining. Kissed him fierce. Bourbon sweet from pie. Hands fisting his coat. He responded. Hungry but holding back. Like I'd break. We broke for air. Foreheads pressed. I'm in. All the way. His smile cracked on. Then let's build. Chris. No ghosts. But ghosts bite back. December brought the leak. Tulsa World headline. Harlan estate fraud. Son backs mystery lover and will fight. Ray's doing. Anonymous source. Mill exploded. Foreman calling me in. Papers calling. Harlan. Distraction. Take leave. Unpaid. Jake texted. Rough. Beers. Isolation clawed. Harry pushed adjunct hours. Scraping for us. But pride stung mine. Not letting him carry. Fights brewed small. I can handle it. Like Dad. Silence suffer. Climax hit Christmas Eve. Snow rare and relentless blanketing Tulsa white. Ray's truck in the drive. Silhouette hulking. Inside, he stood by the tree, Dad's heirloom ornaments glinting, bottle in hand. Truce. Merry fucking Christmas. Suspicion coiled. What game? No game. Linda's cancer, breast. Stage 2. Needs the house money for treatment. Voice gravel. Eyes averted. Sell it. Split fair. For her. Bomb drop. Linda, the pearl clutcher. The Bible thumper. Fighting the beast that took Dad. Guilt tsunami. Why not say? Pride. Harlan curse. He swigged. Label peeling. Hate me. But she's blood. Blood again. The word ward. Ray's desperate plea versus Harry's steady hand. I glanced to the kitchen. Harry prepping ham. Oblivious. Decision clawed. Sell? Betray the man who'd become home? Or hold? Let kin crumble? Harry emerged. Apron dusted flour. Sorry. Stiffened. Out. Wait. I stepped between. Linda's sick. Harry's face shuddered. And? We sell. Where to? My studio? Your cot. Ray Motel. Temporary. Real estate's hot. Flip quick. Harry's laugh hollow. Like Dad's life? Pawn for convenience. Ray advanced. You ain't family. I was Tim. Voice steel. To me, choose. Chris. World narrowed. Ray's plea. Human. Broken. Harry's eyes. Trust fractured. I need air. Snow crunched under boots as I fled to the garage. Nova's hood cold. Inside, Dad's ghost. Tools hung neat. His handwriting on a label. For C. Fix what's bent. Bent. Us. All of us. Hours passed. Snow piling drifts. Back inside. Tree lights mocking. Ray gone. Harry on couch. Face drawn. He offered double market. For Linda. Sacrifice. His. Why? Because you hesitate. Hurt-laced. Like Edward. Hiding for family. Rage flared, not at him. At the cycle. No. This ends. Called Ray at 2 a.m. Voice ice. House stays. But cosign loan, medical. Payments for my mill check. We're Harlan's. Act like it. Silence. Then, you serious? Dead. And apologize. To Harry. Dawn brought it. Ray on porch. Sober. Extending hand. Sorry. For the noise. To Harry. You kept him breathing. Thanks. Gruff. But crack widened. Spring thawed us. Linda's chemo started. Payments clocked. Harry and I bloomed slow. First ate at Philbrook Museum. His hand in mine through Monet's lilies. Confession over diner pie. I loved him. But you. You're now. Summer. We married. Courthouse quiet. Rings simple silver. Ray there. Suit starched. Linda frail but beaming. Proud, he muttered. Clap on my shoulder. Dad's ashes. Scattered fully at the river. Witnessed. Wind carried. Freedom. In the end. Love wasn't grand gestures. It was the quiet men's. Harry's laugh on my burnt toast. My arm around him at VFW dances. Human. Whole. American as apple pie with a twist. Bent. But unbreakable. Marriage papers fresh in my wallet. Like a lucky charm against the world's grind. Didn't magic away the rough edges. If anything, the knot tightened the scrutiny. Neighbors nodding cooler on Elm Street dog walks. Mill gossip evolving from scandal to that phase. Harry took it in stride. That professorial calm, a shield I'd envied since day one. But me? I wore the weight like an ill-fitted tool belt. Chafing at every shift. Tulsa in summer 2026 baked us slow. Asphalt shimmering like a bad dream. And the house, our house now, legally etched, felt less sanctuary. More pressure cooker. Ray's loan payments hit my account like clockwork. A grudging bridge. But Linda's updates via text, chemo round 4, here's a joke. But spirits high, twisted the knife of what-ifs. What if I'd sold? What if Harry's trust had snapped for good? We settled into rhythms, the kind that stitch souls without fanfare. Mornings, I'd wake to his side of the bed empty. Coffee perking in the kitchen while he prepped lectures on the porch swing. Laptop balanced on knees, quoting Frederick Douglass to the Mockingbirds. Power concedes nothing without demand, he'd murmur, then grin my way. Morning, husband. Fuel. I'd rumple his hair, thicker at the temples now, silver threading like wisdom, and steal a kiss. Quick but deep, tasting of mint and promise. Those moments anchored me, small rebellions against the doubt that nipped like chiggers. But doubt's a persistent bastard. At the mill, unpaid leave stretched to probation, image issue, foreman grunted. Avoid in my eyes. Jake filled the void. Beers after shifts at the lasso. Pool cues clacking like confessions. Heard you tied the knot. Congrats. Man, his slap on my back lingered. Thumb grazing spine. Happy. Yeah. Lie tasted sour. Jake's gaze. Beer hazed. Probed. Look. That night. No regrets. But if it's complicated, offer home. Temptations whisper. I drained my long neck. Mumbled about home. Drove weaving. Harry's truck light, glowing like beacon. Inside, he waited with takeout from Andolini's pepperoni deep dish. Extra cheese and a raised brow. Rough day, always. Collapsed beside him, head on shoulder. His fingers trace my jaw. Gentle. Talk. Words spilled. Jake's proposition. Not explicit, but loaded. Feel like I'm testing. Us. Harry stilled, then chuckled low. Testing? Or exploring? No judgment. Just mirror. You're 33. Chris. Gay as a picnic basket, but new to the dance. It's okay to stumble. Stumble. Yeah. That night. Tangled sheets. We crossed lines, not frantic, but deliberate. His body, lean and mapped with scars, shrapnel pox from Nam, faint like constellations. Under my hands felt like discovery. Slow, reverent, no rush. Just us, breaths sinking like pistons. After, sweat cooling, he whispered, "Love you." All of it. Dawn found me lighter, but the world outside, still grinding. Ray's thaw accelerated. Uneasy alliance forging in fire. First barbecue since the blow-up. His backyard. 4th of July. Fireworks popping over the river like celebratory gunfire. Linda, bandana-wrapped head. Manned the grill with forced cheer. Flipping burgers while chemo fatigue etched lines around her smile. Chris, hug your Andy. Her embrace smelled of Bengali and hope. Thin arms fierce. Ray hovered, beer in hand, eyes darting to Harry like a hawk eyeing field mice. Whitaker. Pass the beans. Harlan. Harry handed the bowl. Grip steady. No warmth, but no war. Progress. Talk flowed wary. Sooners draft picks. Oil prices spiking with Middle East jitters. Then Linda, piecing skyward. Heard you're teaching night classes. Harry. History? Tell us something. He leaned in, voice warm as hearth. Ever hear of the Lavender Scare? 50s. McCarthy era, government purging queers like communists. Thousands lost jobs, lives. But they fought back. Quiet networks. Like your dad's letters. Aishmed Mina. Layer peeled. Ray shifted. Uncomfortable. Sounds like weakness. Hiding. Survival, Harry countered soft. Edward hid for love. For Chris. Ray grunted. Swigged. Yeah. Well. Sorry about the PI. Got played, guy was a hack. Gruff, olive branch. Linda beamed. See? Healing. Fireworks burst. Reds and blues painting faces. For a beat. Family flickered real. No blood test required. But peace fractures easy. August heat wave brought crisis. My probation lifted. But with demotion, welder to stockroom grunt. Pay doc 20%. Tighten belts, foreman said. But subtext screamed. Queer Harlan's expendable. Rage simmered. Boiling over one blistering shift end. Jake found me slamming crates. Knuckles raw. Hey, Tiger. Easy. Fuck off. But he didn't. Leaning close. Cologne mixing with machine oil. You're wound tight. Let me unwind you. Lips brushed ear. Temptation incarnate. I shoved him. Hard. Married. Asshole. Voice echoed warehouse hollow. He laughed. Not cruel. To the old man. Come on. Chris. Live a little. Walked away whistling. Leaving me gutted. Home. Confession poured over Harry's spaghetti, al dente. Secret weapon. Almost cheated. Stupid. Jake pushed. I wavered. Fort paused midair. Hurt flashed. Quick as lightning. Then steadied. Wavered why? Fear. This us feels big. Mill's punishing. Ray's watching. And I'm. What if I'm not enough? He set down utensils. Deliberate. Enough? Chris. You're the bravado that broke the silence. But temptation? Human. Question is, what next? Next, resolve. I called in sick next day. Drove to the community college, Harry's turf. Signed up for his intro American history. Nights twice weekly. Gonna learn, I told him over syllabus. His surprise melting to pride. From the best, classes ignited something dormant. Harry's lectures, passion poured over slides of Stonewall. ACT at marches, woke me. Essays flowed, queer resilience as American as the Revolution. Peers, eclectic mix of vets and baristas. Nodded knowing. One, a trans kid named Riley, cornered me after your story in the paper. Inspire my coming out. Weight lifted, purpose sparking. But betrayal shadow loomed. September. Linda's scan, clear margins. Cheers all around. Ray's call slurred grateful. Oh, you. Kid. House saved her. But digging for closure. I found the email chain on his old laptop. Overlooked in cleanup. Ray to the PI. Post-verdict. Double fee. Plant the leak. Mocking switch. Follow up. Good. Sun's cracking. Sell soon. Fury volcanic. Drove to his trailer. Pounding door till it yawned. You son of a bitch. The article. Your setup? Ray blinked. Hung over haze. Tactic. Push you to sell. For Linda. Lies. You never stopped. Fist clenched. Vision red. He deflated. Sliding down doorframe. Guilt. Chris. Ate me. Thought it'd force your hand. Savor faster. Tears tracked grime. Hate myself more than you do. Pity ward rage. You're poison. Stay away. Left him crumpled. Engine roaring. Home. Harry sensed storm. Ray. Betrayed us. Again. Collapsed. Sobs racking. He held me. No words, just presence. Rockin' rapids. Climax crested unexpected. October storm. Twisters touching down south of town. Sirens wailing. Power flickered. Then died. Harry's hand found mine in dark. Basement. No time. Wind howled banshee. Roof shuddering. We huddled under quilts in the hall. Dad's old spot. Tornado crouch he drilled. Close. Breaths ragged. His whisper cut thunder. Love you. Whatever comes. Roof held. Dawn gray. Debris scattered. branches, shingles neighbors. But the house stood, scarred but standing. Like us. Ray appeared midday, chainsaw buzzing, clearing our drive unasked. Heard the alerts. Family checks in. Eyes haunted. I'm done scheming. Therapy, Linda's pushing. Mean it. Skepticism lingered. But I nodded. Prove it. He did. Slow. Holiday cards. No strings. Milk Christmas party. He showed, awkward. But there, clapping as Harry and I slow danced to Wonderful Christmas Time, ignoring stares. Winter deepened bonds. New Year's. We renewed vows, private. Riverbank. Thermos of cider steaming. To truths told, Harry toasted. Kiss sealed. Snowflakes melting on lashes. But depth demands descent. Spring 2027. Harry's adjunct contract dried, budget cuts. Diversity higher, whispers from Dean. Job hunt ground him down. Rejections piling like bills. 65, he'd mutter. Crumpling emails. Too old for tenure track. My turn to anchor. Mill promotion, foreman spot. Hard won through night classes cred. Pay bump covered gaps. We're okay, I'd say, pulling him close. But his eyes, haunted, like Dad's in silence, mirrored my fear, losing him to despair. Crisis peaked May. His birthday. Fancy dinner at Juniper, steak in Bordeaux. My splurge. But he picked at filet. Distant. What's eating you? Confession soft, feel like baggage. You carrying Edward's love. Now mine. What if I'm just? Echo. Echo. The word gutted. You're the now. The future. Without you. I'm the mill rat with secrets. He searched my face. Then promise. Swear. That night. Love-making fears, claiming. No holds barred. Body's language. Vows renewed in gasps. Summer brought pivot. Harry landed gig. Online curriculum for OU extension. Remote. Stable. Your push, he credited. History's full of second acts. Ours too. Ray's therapy bore fruit. Group for vets. He invited Harry. Nom talk. No bullshit. Bridge built. Tentative. By fall. Life layered rich. My classes crediting toward associates. Harry's webinars buzzing with students. Weekends. Road trips. Route 66 haunts. Pie at Lucille's. Hands linked over dash. Betrayal scar faded. But taught. Trust earned daily. One night. Stargazing from porch. Harry murmured. Edward to be proud. Yeah. Of us. Human arc flawed. Fierce. American dream. Queered and claimed. Autumn leaves turned Tulsa's streets to fire. A blaze that matched the slow burn in my chest as Harry's online classes took off. What started as a lifeline gig morphed into a movement. His queer threads in American Tapestry webinar series drawing hundreds, then thousands, from sea to shining sea. Emails flooded. Your story gave me courage to come out and fly over country. Vets sharing foxhole secrets long buried. Harry'd read them aloud over dinner. Voice thick. Our kitchen table a command center of hope. Me, I'd watch him glow. That professorial fire reignited. And feel a swell of pride, laced with something sharper. Envy? No. Awe. But damn if it didn't stir the pot of my own stalled dreams. The mill grind wore thinner with each foreman meeting. Spreadsheets bleeding red ink as oil volatility tanked bonuses. Tighten up. Harlan, suits drone from Houston via Zoom. Their Texas drawls oblivious to the human toll. Jake taking the welder's spot I'd vacated. His grin smug in the catwalk shadows. But he'd evolved, subtle nods of solidarity. A six-pack slipped in my truck with a hang-in, brother. Small mercies in macho purgatory. Still, Nights I come home bone-tired, grease under nails like permanent ink, and Harry's energy, vibrant, virtual, would highlight the chasm. How was the webinar? I'd ask, forcing cheer over reheated lasagna. Electric. A kid from Boise, closeted ranch hand, chatted post. Said it felt like permission. His eyes sparkled, then dimmed on mine. You? Rough shift. Same shit. Shrug. Fork scraping plate. Unspoken hum. When's your turn? Chris? Winter whispered changes. Ray's group therapy bore stranger fruit, a barbecue invite. Not July heat, but December chill. His backyard strung with Edison bulbs against the frost. Linda, hair sprouting fuzzy like hope, stirred chili in a Dutch oven. Her laugh brittle but real. Taste test. Nephew, spoon extended, steam rising benevolent. We gathered round the fire pit. Harry, Ray, even cousin Mike with his wife and toddler. The kid gnawing a rib like a tiny Viking. Talk meandered safe, weather whiplash, thunder's playoff choke. Then Ray, nursing in a beer, cleared throat gravel. Group thing. Been unpacking. Nom regrets. Edward, he pulled me from a bad spot over there. Shell shock. Never thanked him proper. Harry stilled. Ladle pausing. He mentioned. Saved your ass from a VC ambush. Ray nodded. Flames dancing in eyes. Yeah. Oh, him. And you, for not letting me bury it. Hand extended across pit. Rough palm up. Harry clasped it. Firm. Water under. Or beer. Laughter rippled. Ice cracking. Linda teared up. Miracles happen. Y'all, for the first time, the Harlans felt woven, not knotted. But miracles test. January 2027 brought Harry's big break. TEDx Tulsa slot. Hidden histories. Love in the margins. Rehearsals consumed him, pacing the living room. Notes scribbled on butcher paper. Me audience of one. Feedback he'd ask. Sweat beading under spotlights we'd rig from garage lamps. Gold. But slow the stonewall bit, let it breathe. Pride swelled. But so did the itch. My associates' credits piled. But transfer apps to full programs bounced. GPA sufficient. But work experience non-traditional. Non-traditional. Code for blue-collar queer. Doubt festered. Spilling one rehearsal night over takeout tie. Pad see he tangled like my thoughts. You're soaring. Me? Stuck in neutral. Harry set down chopsticks. Deliberate. Stuck? You the spine. Chris. Holding us while I flap wings. Wings I envy. Words bitter. What if I'm just? The mill mule? Dad's echo. His hand covered mine. Calluses matching. Echo. You're the harmony. But if it's call and go. Night classes. Full time. I'll cover. Cover. The offer chafed pride. Memories of Dad's silent sacrifices stinging. No. We're partners. Exactly. Partners pivot. Pivot we did. I quit the mill. 2 weeks notice. Foreman's handshake awkward. Good luck. Harlan. Dorschwinch. Jake's text. Ballsy. Beers soon. Liberation tasted like fierce sweat. But enrollment at Tulsa CC followed. Full load. History major. Harry's syllabus my Bible. Spring bloomed chaotic. Textbooks stacking like Jenga. Essays due amid Harry's TED prep. Support networks knit tight. Ray dropping tools for study breaks. Linda baking study snacks, brain food. Honey. One evening. Post-quiz pint at the faculty lounge. Harry's invite. His adjunct buddies welcoming me as the husband who quotes Foucault. A dean cornered him. TED buzz. Full-time offer? If you ditch the webinars. Harry's face lit. Then shadowed. Webinars are the heart. Reaching the ones lectures miss. Dean shrugged. Tenure tracks the dream. Safe. Safe. The word haunted home that night. Over microwave popcorn. Take it, I pushed. Stability. For us. But the reach. Safe first. Like Dad preached. Regret, laced instant. Harry's eyes narrowed. Hurt flashing. Dad hid. You want to hide my voice? Not hide. Harness. Argument escalated. Voices rising rare. Accusations flying. You're clipping wings. I'm grounding us. Door slammed. Me to garage. Wrenching Nova's carburetor till knuckles bled. Dawn brought truce. Coffee black. Apologies bitter. Scared, I admitted. Losing you to the road. He nodded. Ted's local. Webinar stay. Balance. Balance teetered climax ward. May. Ted Day, auditorium packed. Lights hot as interrogation. I sat front row. Heart hammering proxy. Harry on stage. Mic gleaming. History isn't kings and wars. It's the margins, the loves whispered in code. The hands held in shadows. Slides flashed. Dad's photo. Blurred for privacy. Arm around young Harry. Gasps. My husband late taught me that. And his son, here tonight, lives it louder. Spotlight swung my way. Applause thundering. Pride crashed waves. Tears hot. Post-talk. Lines snake for signings. A burly vet gripped Harry's hand. You said what I couldn't. To my boy. Home. Champagne fizzing. We celebrated raw, bodies and souls. Laughter weaving with moans. You, he gasped, are my history. Summer scripted turns. My grades aced. Scholarship pinged. Partial ride to OU. Transfer fall. Harry's webinars monetized. Sponsors lining up. Ray's group expanded. LGBTQ vet ally chapter. His gruff facilitation drawing crowds. You're doing, he told Harry over coffee. Kicked my ass into gear. Betrayal's final echo. Jake's wedding invite to his fiancée. A nurse from ORU. RSVP'd yes. Solo. Harry bowed out gracious. Reception. Open bar flowing. Jake pulled me aside amid twinkle lights. Happy for you. Man. That night, youth. But you settle good. Clinked glasses. Chapter closed. Fall semester hit like a freight, but stride matched. Campus walks hand in hand. No stairs, just life. Ray and Linda hosted Thanksgiving. Full table. No tensions. Toasts to new chapters. Winter solstice. We scattered remaining ashes, dads. At Philbrook's rose garden. Petals soft under snow. To freedom's won, Harry whispered. Windside accord. By spring 2028. Arts converged. My bachelor's cap tossed. Harry's book deal inked. Margins to mainstream. Ray's chapter thrived. Linda cancer-free. Volunteering peer support. Family. Reforged, not flawless, but forged. One twilight. Park bench by the pond. Fireflies winking, we sat. Fingers laced. Regrets? Harry asked. Head on shoulder. None. You. Only not sooner. Kiss soft. World fading to us. Human tale. Conflicts clashed. Secret scorched. But empathy endured. Betrayals birthed bridges. Misunderstandings mended to might. In America's heartland sprawl, two men carved legacy, not perfect, but profound. Proud. Forever.